So let's talk about Ketu Dasha. If Ketu is placed in an angle or a trine, or the 11th house in a benefic sign, in its exaltation sign, or in its own sign, during its Dasha, there will be favorable relationships with authorities, the opportunity to lead a country or community, comfort through vehicles, happiness from children, financial gains from foreign sources, happiness from the spouse, and acquisition from valuable assets. So we can see that the results here are repeating themselves in terms of what the planets can give in a dasha, and so gradually you should be also familiar the houses that rule those results. Here it says favorable relationships with authorities, that's related to the 10th house. The opportunity to lead a country or community, well, leadership roles in the government or in organizations or communities that give the power to command and make decisions are all ruled by the 10th house. And even if in your business you're the one in control and you make the decisions, then that would be the 10th house as well. Comfort through vehicles, that of course is the 4th house. Happiness from children related to the 5th house. Financial gains from foreign sources. The 12th house is what rules international transactions, export-import business, and foreign sources of income. Of course, happiness from the spouse is the 7th house, and acquisition of valuable assets is ruled by the 2nd house. If Ketu is placed in the 3rd, 6th, or 11th house during its dasha, there will be opportunities for acquiring authority, strong relations with friends, and the potential for large financial gains. So here Ketu bestows opportunities for acquiring authority, and when it is placed in the 3rd house, then through one's efforts. When it's placed in the 6th house, by overcoming obstacles and competition, and in the 11th house by having innovative ideas. Strong relationships with friends, well, it's usually the 3rd and the 11th house that give the support of friends and community. And the potential for large financial gains. Right? The 11th house is associated with networking and substantial earnings that come from it. At the beginning of Ketu Dasha, there will be a period of auspicious success, rise to prominence and prosperity. In the middle portion of the Dasha, there may be some fears, uncertainties, and towards the end, there could be health issues in long-distance travels. So here it tells us about the standard progress of Ketu Dasha. At the beginning of Ketu Dasha, there will be a period of auspicious success. So Ketu Dasha in the beginning gives a surprising wave of success, and a person can rise to status and prosperity. Ketu here also gives a sense of detachment from petty concerns, and this also makes a person really hyper-focused and determined, and that's why they become successful in what they do. However, in the middle part of the dasha, this is when fears and doubts gradually start to crop up. This is usually a time of inner questioning and withdrawal. Ketu does not operate on logic or material desire, and so the person here starts to gradually become more aware of their discontent and inner emptiness, and they feel uncertain and lost and don't know what to do in their life. In the last part of the dasha, Ketu instigates a spiritual shift and dissolves what no longer serves their soul's evolution. And when they release old attachments that might also involve dealing with health problems, or for some to retreat and travel, go far away somewhere that nourishes the soul. These descriptions of the progress of a dasha are actually quite mind-blowing, and one might ask why Parashara didn't give them for all the dashas. And the answer is actually quite simple. Not all dashas have a predictable progression from beginning to end. And those that do, Parashara gave the effects, right, for Moon Dasha, Rahu Dasha, Jupiter Dasha, Mercury Dasha, Ketu Dasha, and Venus Dasha. They all follow a predictable pattern of how the Dasha unfolds. The other Dashas, they have more variable influences based on the individual's life and the specific lessons that need to be learned. And so as a result, they don't follow a standardized pattern. If Ketu is placed in the 2nd, 8th, or 12th house, or is aspected by a malefic planet, during its dasha, there will be difficulties such as imprisonment, loss of family or home, emotional distress, association with low-status people, and health problems. So for both Rahu and Ketu, the 6th house seems to only be a minor inauspicious placement, since Parashara doesn't mention it at all. On the other hand, the 8th and 12th house are particularly difficult for Rahu and Ketu. And for Ketu, Parashara additionally mentions the 2nd house to be inauspicious as well. Now, particularly imprisonment, that is caused by Ketu in the 12th house. Loss of family or home, while Ketu in the 2nd house can make a person detached from their family responsibilities, and that can create family tension, leading to estrangement and ultimately a family breakup. Emotional distress, well, that can of course come from family issues and financial instability of Ketu in the 2nd house that can take a huge toll on people. Now, Ketu in the 12th house can also make a person sort of, lose their connection with the real world, and that can cause severe mental health issues. And Prasha also here mentions association with low-class people. Well, this is related to Ketu in the 12th house, because the 12th house here really has to do with people who are disconnected from mainstream life. And so Ketu in the 12th house can basically give association with people who do not have a proper status or who have a low status, such as, let's say, drug addicts or criminals or those who suffer from mental health issues, homeless people, or it can also simply those who consciously choose to live a quiet life away from the cities and mainstream society.